Okay,
All right.
hello and welcome to Strange Origins podcast. I think this is episode 18, I think it said it was. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, 19.
19. Okay, well, I'm here joined, as you can hear, by Rod, my good friend Rod. Say hello to
Hello,
people.
hello.
yeah,
So, here we go.
yeah, we've been gone for a while we've been sorting stuff out and trying to get back into the habit of it. I fell out of habit, um, but we're back now, so I'm going to introduce you to him. This is Rod. Like, do you want to just tell us, like, you know, what you do in that?
Okay. My name is Rodrigo, and
I'm an
play games.
alcoholic.
I'm not alcoholic. Let's play games. I also do my game, I guess.
yeah, so that's something I wanted to ask you about. So you've been trying to like make a game recently.
Yeah.
How long have you been working on it?
I've been working on it for like I'd say 6 months.
Damn, has it really been
On
that
and
long
off.
now?
On and off, yeah. Because like I think for the first like few months, I was fully into it.
Yeah.
Then I kind of found out because work and stuff. And then I never got back to it because I don't know, it's just tiring. Because it's a lot of typing coding. So it's like,
Yeah. Like, I guess it's kind of similar to why I fell out of the podcast. It's like trying to
yeah,
continuously do something is quite a lot harder than people think it is, you know? Like,
yeah,
you have a plan in your head and then it kind of fucks up.
yeah. It's because like you have to do like weekly as well. Like props to those guys to do like every day or every like just do it casually.
They just start seeing code like the Matrix. Like that's
It's
all they
crazy.
see anywhere. But
Um,
yeah, like so what like made you like do like make want to make a game?
well, I've always wanted to be a game designer. I think going
Okay.
back in like year 7 when they asked me, I was like, like I didn't know how to say it, so I was like, I want to be a game maker, and they
Right.
were like, they were so confused. And then down the years, I was like, this is designing games. That's what I want to do.
Mm.
So I went to basically uni to try and do games, but never really got to it because of the subject. Because like when I applied, it was like part of animation.
Yeah, I was gonna say there wasn't really much options for game design like that long ago. I guess like you're not like ancient, but like
Yeah,
it is definitely changed now. Now you can definitely take like game designer, game developer, like
yeah,
coding. Like there's so many different like avenues now. Whereas before it was just like, oh, you want to do game design? Well, we're gonna lump that in with animation as well.
yeah. That. I think that was the problem for me. It's like how should I say it? It's like because doing that, it kind of my original plan was like I was gonna be a game designer
Yeah.
when I get to uni, but then that fell on top of the animation, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do this. But then it was just like I kind of lost touch because I
Yeah.
was so forced into like making something I'm not really enjoying. I mean, sure, the design and like the thought process where it's like I enjoyed it, but it's like I was being forced to
Mm.
something that I didn't want to do in the first
I
place.
can imagine like it would kill a lot of your passion to be sort of shoehorned into something you don't want to do. You know?
Yeah, like I used to draw every day, right, before I go to uni.
Yeah.
I loved it because it was just like I wasn't forced into it. I just wanted to do it. And then as soon as going to uni, I lost like even like to this day after uni,
Yeah.
after uni is done. It's just like I can't be art. No, instead of I can't be artist. It's just like I don't want to draw because I feel like I'm being forced into it. But
Okay. So there's
but at
still
the same time,
stigma attached to you, like from even from that, like that long ago.
yeah, yeah. It's just it's hard to break habit because like yeah, it's just being forced into that mindset of like doing it every day that you have
Yeah.
to, you have to, have to.
It's yeah, like
So
a
yeah,
muscle you need to train, right? Like I mean,
yeah,
for me, I can't draw. Like I at least
yeah,
not that well. I can like do stickmen and stuff like that, and a few faces and eyes, but that's about it. And
yeah,
I've obviously tried to like over the years because I know a lot of drawers like trying to understand from their perspective because for me outside looking in, like if I was to just say it so bluntly and ignorantly, I'd be
yeah,
like, oh my god, if I had that amazing talent, I would be drawing every day. But it's
yeah.
not as simple as that because
No,
it takes. I'm assuming it takes a lot out of you to draw as well. It's not just something you just scribble and you're done.
yeah,
You
no.
know.
It's not so much like it's hard. It's just like it's that the freedom of like you can just do it whenever you want, not being forced into something. You know.
So there's no like
So
schedule.
no, because you can just do it whenever. Like me, I used to draw like 3 a.m. or like the first thing I'll do in the morning when I wake up is like I'll draw or like sketch out an idea and then finish it on the day.
Right.
So it's that freedom. Um, to it.
Is that what like holds you back? I guess because you have so much freedom. You're like, we'll do it eventually. Is it
Not
kind of like
that it's
that?
yeah, I guess like that, but it's like it's also like the pressure of like, oh my god, I have to do this now. I have to finish this today.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's like because I would normally do like a drawing and then either finish it on the day or like another day,
Mm.
like leave it basically. But yeah, but, like now I'm trying to like sort of break the habit of it. I'm
Cause
trying to force myself to draw or like at least do something creative.
yeah, well, like that's quite similar. Like, obviously Mark, like he used to. I don't know if he still does. I think he still like draws and that. But he used to do like drawings, but then lose the passion like halfway through with of that drawing because
Yeah,
he's got a new idea, and now he
yeah,
wants to draw that one. Or
yeah,
like, and he actually did something quite similar to you. He started saying to himself like, once a day I'm gonna draw, or once a day I'm gonna do something creative.
yeah.
And it's just like for me, not being, I wouldn't say I'm not creative, but I'm not creative in that avenue.
See,
So
yeah,
for me, I just don't. I not that I don't understand it. I just can't visualize it in my head. Like,
yeah,
and the only thing I can attribute it to is like doing the podcast or doing other things in terms that you wouldn't really call creative, like
yeah,
finishing a game or something like that.
yeah,
Where you do kind of lose the passion for it a bit, and you just like, oh, I just want this to be over, or I just want to forget about it, or I want to start something new. And I think that's
yeah,
what like most of us do is that we in the end like you get so bogged down of your own thought that you just stop.
yeah.
Like,
It's good to get like a second opinion from someone if
mm.
like if you're having that trouble. I think because
Are you someone who's quite like shy about your work? Do you mind showing it to people and stuff like that? Is that something, or are
like
you like one of those people? It's just like don't look.
I don't know. It's like I'm a bit in between. Like when I first showed my work to you guys, like
Yeah,
especially like my concept drawings and stuff like that. It's like I felt nervous because like it's like I don't know how you would judge it. I don't know. For me, it looks unfinished, but it might be finished for you guys. So it's like that.
yeah,
So
yeah. Like,
yeah,
cause for me, like whenever I see someone draw, like they're nervous. Obviously, when showing me, most of the time they're nervous. But I assure
yeah,
them every time, I'm like, dude, I can't even draw. Like, so whatever you drew is just better than what I could do. Like, I'm not even gonna try and give you pointers. Like, unless he's got 6 fingers or something, like it doesn't matter to me.
hard idea, man.
Yeah,
Like,
and you're like, actually, he's a creature that has 6 fingers. I'm like, well, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut then.
uh, but yeah. What
it's,
else
it's
about
definitely
me?
it's definitely like something I was interesting, like because I know you wanted to do that sort of stuff like game design, but like
Yeah.
what kind of game is your game then?
My game is like a top-down survivor shooter. So basically, like every round you survive, and you have to earn a certain amount of points for you to progress to the next level,
Okay,
and that level gets harder as well.
and
So it's
what
like,
are you fighting here? You just fighting? Do you know what
like
kind of
I don't,
enemies?
I have an idea, but it's like I don't know how it would work.
Right.
That's the problem. Because normally I want it to be like sort of like the environment, sort of chasing you because it's like you're the corrupt person because you're human. Like you're like what's wrong with this world? You're what's damaging it
Oh,
and not
okay.
helping it basically that type. So like I wanted the enemies to be like sort of branches chasing you constantly, and you have to like basically shoot all around you to try and survive and like not get hit.
So you're like
That's the whole point.
a foreign entity in this world. Like you're not meant to be
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
That sounds quite interesting. Like I think like there's a few games that I used to play like that was top down, but it wasn't
yeah,
really. I guess it was survival, but you would move through a level as well. Um,
yeah, yeah,
and they're always like I love indie games like quite a lot because it's usually somebody's passion and it's somebody like trying to tell a story, usually as minimal as they can
yeah,
because they don't have these massive AAA studio like budgets like big movies and stuff
yeah,
like they do. So like in the end, they have to tell it in the simplest way possible while still conveying their story, which I think is quite a hard
yeah,
thing to do.
yeah. Like that, what's that game on PlayStation?
The top down
Yeah,
one, zombies and
no,
stuff,
it's not so much top down. It's like we say like the passion and the story. Like
like Journey and stuff like that.
yeah, Journey. I was say Journey. That
Yeah,
your voice just sound moving. That's what I want to convey
yeah.
to my thing.
For anyone who doesn't know what it is, it's like a game on
Right.
PlayStation that you basically move through the environment in a desert, and you'd follow this like story of this like creature that you were. I don't know what you were, but there was no dialogue. There was nothing like that. It was all just visuals and music,
Yeah,
and it somehow could move you to tears. That's what was so like brilliant about it is that through minimal effort, like not effort, I wouldn't say effort, but minimal like development, Like
Yeah.
they were able to convey like sadness and anger
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And that just shows like, well, that brings me to another point actually, is like how powerful music is, like
Yeah.
in films and TV shows and games. You know, like yeah, I can get emotional just listening to like a soundtrack, like especially if I knew where it was from. Like I don't know if
It's
it's like old age, but like more recently, if I watch a Disney film, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna cry. Like I'm just gonna lose it, man.
yeah. It's like what's that when obviously the Avengers, when a certain person died, the certain main character died, that music for
Yeah.
me before it even happened, I was like, damn, that shit hit hard, man.
Yeah.
Like
It is crazy. I mean, speaking of Marvel as well, like when you hear that, like before the film even starts, like they have that Marvel tune that everyone knows, the
yeah,
Avengers tune, and everyone who heard
yeah,
that goes, "Oh my god, I'm so excited!" And if you just hear it now, you get so excited, and it's
yeah.
crazy how, like just a few bit of notes on like an orchestra or something like that can just make you feel and remember and reminisce all these moments that you've experienced in like cinema or games or something like that. But
Mhm. And like yes, going off that, what is it? You told me like when One Division came out, we haven't heard that theme song for almost
yeah,
like what 3 years,
yeah.
and it's like,
And then you just hear it
uh,
on that, and you're like, "Oh fuck!" And then you just build all the excitement.
it's
Like I
just
can't
yeah,
wait.
you get goosebumps, man. It's like,
Yeah,
something great is about to be like happen or something, but
exactly. Like I think
it's like,
that's the thing of like I think it is also like because I'm older. Like now when I hear the Disney songs and stuff like that,
yeah,
like some of like even I can't remember what film it was. I think it was Hercules.
yeah,
Like seeing that, I was like nearly crying, like because it's one of my favorite films when I was a kid, and I'm like,
yeah.
why the fuck am I getting emotional? Like it wasn't even a sad part. And I'm just getting emotional, going, "Oh my god, it's Hercules!" I'm like, "Oh man, you need to grow up or something."
But it's the kid in you. It's
Yeah,
like that misses it, like remembers all the good stuff about it, and it's like, yeah,
like, imagine trying to tell your like 10 years ago to yourself, like you're like in 10 years time, you're gonna be crying at Hercules. Like it's quite sad.
they're even not trying to tell your kid like why you crying at this like specific like film,
Yeah,
like
like
why.
I think what got me recently, I say recently, it was about 6 months ago, but my family was watching Harry Potter. And the
Oh
scene came on with Dobby. Like, I mean, if you haven't seen Harry Potter, by the way, like, I don't know, don't talk to me. But like, Dobby like dies in it. Like, and
yeah.
and I was like, I had to walk out of the room. I couldn't let my family see me like cry. I was like, I've got to leave before anyone knows that I'm crying at a fucking fictional Dobby like die. I don't
It
know.
was, yeah. No, for me it was a Snape scene.
Oh man.
That oh man, that I was like every time I hear like the music and like everything, it's so sad. Like
It
right
is
now I
sad,
feel
like
like
when you, especially when you realize he's actually a good guy. Like you're like, oh my
yeah,
god, like he was actually trying to help, really, in his own weird, twisted way. Like,
yeah, like without being seen or being undercover at the same time as well. So,
yeah, man, there's some nostalgia there. But if like it brings it to like time as well. Like it feels like for me, time has passed really, really like slowly this year and last year, I guess, because I still think I'm in 2020, man. Like with this COVID stuff,
yeah,
it's been like so long. I even mentioned to you before we started the podcast that another month or month or 2 months, give or take, of this, like
yeah.
I would have been on furlough for like a year, and it feels so weird to me. Like there are people in the audience if they listen to this going, I fucking hate this guy's guts. Like
Yeah,
he's got it so easy. Like this guy is like,
yeah,
and that, don't get me wrong, I'm blessed. Like trust me, like I'm happy to have done it. I had to fight for my job like 6 7
yeah,
months halfway through the year. Um,
yeah,
and people did get laid off, but I was one of the lucky ones that got to keep my job, and then got put back on furlough. And it's just something that it's you're feeling like people who feel resentment like and stuff like that towards me is definitely like I understand it, but at the same time like I'm not gonna feel guilty for it, like
yeah.
like everybody else would swap like their position with me, like so it's very difficult, like because you come into other issues like when you're working. I'm gonna go on a bit of a tangent, I guess, but like when you're working, like
Don't
you,
worry.
you're finding like you're bettering yourself every time you're working. It's at least that's the theory, right? Like you're socializing, you're talking to people, you're working your way up the ladder, the corporate ladder, whatever you want to call it, and
Yeah,
you're earning money, you're doing things, you're making yourself better. When you're stuck at
yeah,
home and you think it's all like sweetness and light, but you fall into a stagnation of how do I make myself better? How do I make myself a better human? How do I grow as a person? Because otherwise, I've just wasted a year and not done anything. Like, I've just been the same, like, 26-year-old, and I've just, even when
Yeah.
I get to like 27, 28, I would have been like held back a year. Um, and that's the issue I've had to face of like, how do I make myself a better person while being confined to these four walls in my room?
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part. It's like find it motivational as well, like
Yeah, because
just to
like,
do
why do you
something.
have a motivation to do anything if you're getting paid to do nothing?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Like
Um, yeah,
for me, I think the reason why I started doing my game this year is because the whole COVID, obviously. Like I was just like, I need to do something.
yeah,
I can't be waking up playing games all day and going back to sleep doing the same thing over and over again. So I
yeah.
thought, after this, I dug up my old idea and stuff and started doing it. I did like a few attempts and then stopped, but then it's just learning something
Yeah,
new.
exactly. Even doing something outside your comfort zone. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I did something similar as well of learning like and taking a course of Greek mythology. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
like something I love to do, and I was like, I'm in pandemic time, so what else am I going to be doing, sort of thing. Like, and
Yeah.
I should really do another course or something, but I didn't. I honestly didn't expect this to go on that long. I was like,
It's
you know,
gonna
we'll be
do like
allowed
a
out
half a year
soon.
maybe.
Yeah, like I thought, okay, we'll be allowed out maybe a couple more months after this, but nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like also like me having COVID, like I actually
Yeah.
caught it like
Yeah. Yeah.
while we haven't been recording, um, and it was I got off lucky. Like honestly, for me, like my mum got it
Yeah.
as well, and that like and my dad got it. He was a bit worse for wear, but he made it through in that, and I didn't get any breathing problems, which I'm is trust me is a godsend because I'm asthmatic. Like my mum
Yeah.
didn't get any breathing problems, and she's an asthmatic, and you know, like you do hear stories of like you could have died. Like, and I'm like, I get scared, but at the same time, I made it
Yeah.
through, and I didn't have any breathing problems. For me, the worst problem was having no taste. And I remember
I
bitching to you so much. Like we'd get online, I'd
uh,
play, and I'd go, Rod, I still can't taste. The whole world's grey. I hate it.
and then, what was it one time your mom ordered like food and then you was like, oh,
Oh,
I can't taste
you
anything.
know what, guys? If you could hear this, like my mom is she's old school, I would say. Like
Oh,
when it comes
bless
to
her
like
soul.
food, ordering for food, it's like she doesn't want to eat alone, so
Mm.
she would be like, "Hey, get something," but like the woman was telling me, like, "Let's get McDonald's," and I'm like, "Mum, I'm not gonna eat McDonald's if I can't taste a single thing. Like that, it won't
Yeah.
benefit me. It won't help me. Like." I'm gonna just eat a stick of broccoli. Like that's what I'm gonna go and do. I'm not like there's no point. She just couldn't wrap it around. Like she's like,
Like
this
you
is
might as well,
ridiculous.
yeah, you might as well blend the food up and just drink it.
Exactly. Like, and I won't name names, but one of my friends would prefer to do that as well. But for me, like, if anyone who knows me, they know I love like cooking and culinary stuff. Like, so taste is a
Mm.
big part for me. So to lose
Yeah.
my taste and smell, it was horrible, man. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I'm one of those people that every day I look forward to dinner and making dinner, and
Yeah.
lunch and breakfast. Like I love that part of the day, and for it to be just like, oh, you're gonna eat a protein bar, or you're because I started drinking protein shakes instead because there's no point eating. Like I
Yeah.
honestly lost all motivation to eat. Like it's crazy.
I remember you saying like, "Oh man, I gotta take another shake."
Yeah, like I didn't even get hungry anymore. That's how bad it was.
Mm.
It's so like in your head, like taste. It's so
Yeah.
weird. Like I remember telling you as well. Like I could taste that something was bland even though I couldn't taste it. Like
It's the visual, I think.
yeah.
Visual.
What? No, it was when I put it in my mouth. I could just
Ah.
feel it was bland. I don't know how to describe it unless anyone knows like what it's like to lose their taste, but it's so weird.
Like you lose one and you just like eat, like third eye opens.
Yeah, honestly, like, and I would do it every day. Like, you would, if you had a
Uh,
fly, like a camera on the wall, you'd see me just
yeah.
go up to an orange, peel it a little bit, just and put it next to my nose to see if I could smell it, and I just couldn't, and I'm just like, ah, like, just so
Couldn't recommend
annoyed.
it this man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, another day, I
Oh,
guess. But yeah, weirdly enough, the only after effects I have of COVID is I still get some taste distortion. So when I taste certain things, they don't taste quite right, or they don't taste how they should.
yeah.
But
So,
that doesn't last very long, and
yeah.
it doesn't happen with everything. But sometimes I taste it and it would be like, oh, it's a bit sour, and I'm like, wait, and then I bite it again, it's not sour. So there is some after effects, and it's
Ah,
still like, I mean, it's nearly a month after that, and I'm still getting after effects. But again, I count myself very lucky that I didn't get one of the breathing ones, because
Yeah.
that could have been the end for me, man. Like, and I know like
Like,
recently you had like one of your family members got COVID as well, so you've had to be
yeah.
isolating. How was that?
So it was like a bit weird because like she got it, and then my sister basically got it.
Yeah.
Um, so when she got it, it was like, okay, we're gonna have to self isolate. We're gonna have to like do all like extra stuff to basically keep from the getting it basically.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, my main worry is like my mom and like obviously my fiance,
Yeah.
because they're asthmatic, and like my fiance is like if she gets ill, she has to have
Like medical
a
care and
nebulizer,
stuff. Yeah.
like nebulizer on at all times.
Damn.
So it's like, but then like we got lucky, funny enough. Like none of us got it, just her.
Yeah.
We managed to like dodge it for some reason, and like just like grateful, to be honest. That
Yeah, like just thankful, man. Like
yeah, man.
I've heard it happen
'Cause,
with
like,
a few people as well. Like someone in their household gets it, but the other person didn't, and it's very weird, like
Yeah.
how that happens. But yeah, not gonna
It's like
question
yeah, it's yeah. Luckily we didn't get it, because I've heard the way people like describe it, especially when they're breathing,
it. Yeah,
and I'm like that like just thinking about it, I can feel it in my chest.
it's horrible. Like I
Like
mean, I told you before, my brother, he was the original first one out of our family to get it.
yeah,
And he got it in like it was pretty much March. Like he got it like straight away when this outbreak happened, and he said it was like breathing underwater. It was like drowning. Like and
yeah.
he had it pretty bad on his lungs and that. So like that's
See,
scary, man. Like you hear these stories and you're like, fuck. Like what am I gonna do?
yeah,
Like if I get it, like I'm screwed. Like luckily for me, it was just a cold. Like it felt like a cold anyway. But man, like
that's what.
no, you just don't want it. Like I just didn't want it, and like I was really pissed
My
off that I got it.
my dumbass is curious though. Like I'm a pretty curious person, so I'm like, what if I get it? Like I want to experience it. I'm that type of guy.
I've heard you
Like,
say
really
these sort of things
curious.
before, and I think you're a madman. Like
It's the curiosity, like, because I have like such a creative mind. I was like, what if I do this, right? But like, I'm just thinking in my head, but what if I actually do it?
you're like
It's
the
that-
sort of person that stands on top of a cliff and goes like, "Should I jump?" Like just to see what
Yeah.
it's like.
Like I told this to my friends, I was like, if there was an alien invasion, right?
Yeah.
I would be like, man, I wonder what the ship like the inside looks like. So the window. Like I'm that type of like person.
So you're basically the guy who gets wiped out at the beginning of the film, basically. Like,
Basically, I'm the first guy that dies. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, going back to the COVID topic.
Yeah.
Apparently, Larry King died from it.
Yeah,
So
that's literally
if you heard
just
about that.
today. I just
Yeah.
heard about that. Like, and they don't know if it's from COVID yet. They said it's like his death is like the cause is unknown, but he did just go into hospital from COVID.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I mean, what was he like 80 something?
87.
Jesus. Yeah. I mean, like that's. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is why I wish people would take it more seriously. I don't want to get into that topic really because I'll just get angry. But like,
Yeah.
man, like New Year's, seeing people like
Yeah.
go wherever they want, and oh man. Apparently, I saw a picture today of Heathrow. Heathrow was packed. That was
yeah, 'cause the whole
today.
Brexit thing. Oh yeah.
It's just like, where are you going? Like, where could you possibly be going? Yeah, the only countries I know that are doing well is like Australia and New Zealand. Like
And Canada as well. Is it Canada or Australia?
I don't know. I think Canada's trying to get some more vaccine. I know that
Mm.
Trudeau has had a problem with that, and like, but I know Australia and New Zealand, you can literally just go wherever you want now, no
Yeah,
mask and all that stuff.
as
Like,
well.
it's crazy.
See, this is what happens when you follow the fucking rules.
Yeah,
Okay?
and this is what happens when you lock down when you should. Do you know, like, it's only we're gonna get into it, but it's only recently that this country has started isolating people who come back from other countries. Did you know that?
I thought it was like 2 weeks there and 2 weeks here.
That's what
You
I
come back.
thought. It's
Oh.
only just started to happen.
I didn't even know this. I thought they were doing it automatically.
Why would you not do that, right? Like, I feel like every gamer is just face palmed right now because they've played like these simulation games where they know. It's like, would you not just fucking do that straight away?
Exactly.
Oh, this man just came back from America. Yeah, you're free to go, sir. You can go wherever you want. No, get in a hotel and stay there for 2 weeks.
No,
Jesus Christ.
Put him in the, get him a tent. Put him outside of everyone. Get him a tent.
Rod is the extreme of me. Like, you guys thought I was extreme, but
Why would you go to a hotel we get infected? Get a tent.
Well, I
Don't
mean,
live there for like a week, 2 weeks. I don't
or
get
just
away.
don't fly. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
But
speaking of America, that's the other good news. Like Trump is out. I mean,
finally,
it took a
finally, man.
while, and he was a stubborn mule. Like he was trying very hard to not go, but
I mean,
that's.
he was gonna go, man. Like, there's no way, like, with his like with the whole war and like his policies and shit. Like,
But I
there's
started
no
getting
way he wasn't
scared,
gonna go.
man. Like enough people voted for him that they could have made a difference. It was very like it wasn't like close, but could have
Yeah,
been. Like it really could have been, man. But at
and
least now
like,
Biden's there now. I mean, I by no means think that Biden is even like the greatest.
bad.
I also don't think
Yeah,
that he's like the best politician ever. But he's definitely better than Trump. I can say that.
yeah,
But I don't know if he's gonna be like great, or I don't really know much about him like in terms of like his policy making. But all I know is
yeah.
he's been in politics for a long time, um, and he's got some dodgy shit about him. But like, what politician doesn't at this point?
Exactly.
Like, so you take the best of what you
Uh,
can get. Like,
yeah.
but I mean, now we just need to
Uh,
get rid of our Trump, like Boris Johnson. Like,
the weirdest thing is, it's like he wasn't even. You said was it a part of it, like the whole Brexit thing?
yeah, he wanted it. He,
Oh, he wanted to. Oh
yeah, he was
God
like, let's
damn.
go.
Fuck. I thought he was just. I thought he was just like put there
No,
because
that's Theresa
the other
May. That
person
was the one
wanted.
before her,
Oh
before him.
my
Sorry,
lord.
she
I
was the
don't.
one that actually didn't want to do it, and then like now she got turned prime minister, and they were like, well, you got to do it. So with like Britain Trump, it was more like I wanted this, and I will keep doing this. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's at least we're moving into a good section, hopefully, and we're not gonna be like. The only thing I will miss is watching Trump's Twitter account because he used to
Oh
say some
man,
funny shit, man.
man's a fucking mad lad.
Like I don't know, like it came out as well recently that he had a Diet Coke button on his desk. Like he would press a button and somebody would come in with Diet Coke.
Oh my god, this man's a meme. This guy's a living meme.
He literally drunk 12 cans of Diet Coke a day.
Ugh.
I don't know how he does it.
Sorry.
Where does he put it? Like,
I mean,
well, yeah,
take
I
it.
mean, but even when I used to drink like loads of Coca Cola, like I
Yeah.
used to like drink 4 maybe cans a day. Like
No,
I never like
my limit was
12. Yeah,
my
like
limit
oh
was
yeah, I
like
don't even drink Coke anymore. But like how the hell did you drink 12? Man must have
exactly.
just been full of air. I guess
And
he was full
what
of
was
hot air. Like,
yeah, just like shit on Twitter and shit. Like, that being said, what is it? I remember watching like a video of like BuzzFeed doing this like a segment on Trump.
yeah.
So the way they did it is like they ate they basically they ate like him for a whole day.
Oh,
Man
okay.
was eating McDonald's, drinking
Jesus,
constant like Pepsi or Coke, whatever, like
Jesus.
throughout the whole day. And I'm like, if that's the like, looking at him, I'm like, how is this man not dead? Or how is he not like
It's like a
diabetic or
lot of
something?
American places. So like I enjoy watching like there's a YouTube like channel like that do like these things called Food Wars, and you can compare. What they do is they compare like takeaway fast food places between UK and the US, and nearly every single one of them is
Yeah,
like the US is bigger, more calories, and more chemicals in their food. Nearly every single one of them. Like, and I just like every time like I'll sit there and I'll go, oh, maybe this one would be different, and I'll watch it and I'll be like, oh, their large is, oh, sorry, their small is our large. Like every time
yeah.
I'll just be there and go, oh, wow, that's crazy. like, like,
And people, yeah, people out here like, oh my god, it's so nice. I'm like, no, that's chemical, bro. Like it's
yeah,
like America is like their chicken alone is like riddled with fucking pumped in chemicals and
yeah,
shit.
like chlorine and stuff. Like I know like their
Oh,
chips in McDonald's is one of the ones I saw was their chips in McDonald's have a certain chemical on them that makes them just look more yellow. Like
I heard about
it's
this.
crazy. Like
I heard
you
about
don't need
this.
it. Like trust me, people who are gonna go to McDonald's will buy chips.
And
They
what's
don't have to have
weird,
that.
yeah, and what's weird is I saw this article of this guy. He literally kept uh like a McDonald's burger,
Oh
like
yeah, I saw
Friday,
this.
and he kept it in a box. And I'm like, wait,
It just
that
didn't
looks like it's fresh out of
age.
the pack. Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like it's fresh out of
all
the
the
pack. And I'm like,
chemicals. Like, I mean, at least we don't have that in UK. I mean, that thing would have been moldy by the end
thankfully,
of the day. Like,
yeah.
I just wish I'm not sure it's better, but yeah. But
But I'd rather have the UK McDonald's any day, man.
yeah, true. But we're coming to the end now, so
Oh, no. Yeah.
I was gonna say thank you to you for joining me.
All right,
Hopefully
man.
you join me again. Like, when we film the next one. I don't know when it's going to
Yeah.
be. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half. But it definitely will be happening, like within 2 weeks.
I
Um,
am curious. I'm
yeah,
curious.
you're curious about this. Like I definitely
Yeah.
want to like keep doing this now, like get into a more of a routine. Now that I found somebody I can do it with, like more reliably. But
Yeah.
yeah, at least in around 2 weeks mark, it will probably be coming out. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah.
I would
Same.
say like hit the like button if you can, but that's as far
Please.
as my sellout will go. Like, but
Subscribe as well. Don't worry.
yeah, thank you for listening, and I'll see
Thank
you
you.
next time.